check these guys out. Just saying good morning next to our van. I have no idea what they are. They're gorgeous.
Hey viewers, and welcome back to the channel.
We last left you in Airlie Beach after an amazing 2 days at the Great Barrier Reef and a wonderful afternoon exploring the Whitsunday Islands.
Our next big stop was Fraser Island, just 900 kilometres south of Airlie Beach.
And for once, we'd left ourselves plenty of time to get there, so we put in a few pit stops on the way, starting with a long overdue date night.
We are in Rockhampton for the night, going to have a date night to a restaurant that was voted on the best in this city quite recently. We heard on the radio, so we thought, why not? So that's actually why we stopped in. Anyway, look at that sunset.
It's quite pretty, isn't it?
So pretty.
And the river's really beautiful as well. All the boats parked up. Good morning from Rockhampton, from pancakes with yogurt and honey and peanut butter and a bit of cinnamon. Good morning from the river that runs through Rockhampton. I don't know what it's called, but it's a lovely thing to have out the back of our camper van. We've had a really good morning. We have had a workout down there with some kettlebells that we've got. We had a little swim to cool down. We had some showers. We've done some much needed washing. And now it is breakfast time. And once we've eaten, we will make a bit of coffee and crack on. We've got about a 3-hour drive today, and then we are going to spend the day at the beach. We are in farming country, and it's really beautiful. There's so many different crops around, so many tractors out and about. Look at that bright red of freshly churned up earth, which kind of reminds us of being in Alice Springs. It's gorgeous, what a place. Good news, viewers. Firstly, that most wonderful of Australian institutions, the Budgie Smuggler, is finally here.
I'm not dropping the video to show.
I'm wearing mine, which means you don't have to see anything from like here down. Good news number 2, we're on the beach, it's 4 o'clock. My Budgie Smugglers, Lauren and I settled down and spent a brilliant afternoon chilling on the beach. Next stop, Fraser Island.
Good morning. Today is Fraser Island Day, but before we get going, we've decided to have an hour's walk while the weather is a little bit cloudy. So here is the beach.
We are in Urangan, I believe it's pronounced. There's really not a lot here. We've just come by for a quick look, and what they do have is this boardwalk which seems to go out for a good 500 metres, so I'm betting the view at the end of that would be quite nice. But in the distance there is our first look at Fraser Island, which is where we are heading tonight for a couple of nights. Let's go to Fraser Island! What have you got, darling?
It's a summer roll. Lightly roasted peanuts and nugget rolled in milk chocolate and coconut.
And score out of 10?
Really nice. If you like bounties, you'll love this. It's like a bounty inside out.
There you go. We have just pulled away from the mainland.
A coconutty Milky Way, if you will.
Coconutty Milky Way. Somewhere over there is the resort on Fraser. Should be a nice crossing.
Fraser Island is a truly unique place. It has been given World Heritage status for its evolving ecosystem and unique landscapes. It is the largest sand island in the world and home to an incredible rainforest made possible by the fact that the whole island is sitting atop billions of litres of fresh water. We've almost made it 3 months and somehow we haven't yet been to a beach bar. So, cheers to our first beach bar drink on Fraser Island.
There's a dingo wandering along the beach. They are the apex predator here. You've got to be a little bit careful of them. Fraser Island was originally named Gari by the Aboriginal peoples who lived there. The word means paradise, and it's easy to see why the name seemed appropriate. In 2021, the island was formally renamed Gari as part of Australia's ongoing efforts to better recognise the traditional owners of the country.
The next morning, we were up bright and early for a four-wheel drive bus tour of the island's beauty spots.
So this is our steed for the day. It's a four-wheel drive bus. You can see how big the bloody wheels are. We've just been driven from one side of Fraser Island to the other through a tropical rainforest and over, all the roads are pure sand. This thing is an absolute beast. God bless that German engineering, because it's as tough as anything, and actually surprisingly comfortable for how bumpy and crazy it is. There are two places in the world where you're permitted to land a commercial aircraft on a beach. One is in Scotland, and you'll never guess where the other is.
We're about to get into that. Having a scenic flight over Fraser Island, having a look at a few lakes, and not unreasonable, $100 a person, and it's meant to be one of the most best things to do in Australia.
See you up there.
Let's get in a plane. Bye bye, Dingo.
Smooth as silk for a landing. Wow. This is one of two shipwrecks that you'll find around Fraser Island. It was a luxury cruise liner. It washed up here in 1935. It's totally destroyed because the Australians decided to use it for bombing practice when they were training pilots in World War II. So it's a bit of a wreck now, but it's quite cool. I think they said there were about 27 boats that have washed up here over the years. This was one of two that they weren't able to salvage and pull back out to sea.
Flowing. So what's happened is it's turned around, put a lagoon in here, and then it comes out and across the beach up in front of us. So it's now travelling north.
We are walking down a freshwater creek, which will bring us back out to the beach. It's not quite up to my knees. So this whole place is sitting on top of a huge underwater freshwater aquifer, billions and billions of litres in it, and it gets pumped out from various springs all around Fraser Island. I think he said there was about 100 of them. It pumps out, I think he said 22 million litres an hour at this point. And this stream alone can fill an Olympic pool with some of the best, freshest, purest water you'll ever find in 22 minutes, to give you some perspective. And it does that all the time. He said the water table here is so high that when it rains, the best estimate is it takes 18 years for the water to make it back down into the aquifer. Look at this. This is some of the purest water you'll ever find anywhere in the world. It's amazing.
Next, we went for a walk in the rainforest.
So the colour on this tree inspired the camouflage that's used by the Australian Army on their uniform. Size of that. 60 metres at least. It's probably 1.5 meters wide. Amazing. What a place.
GCSE Lauren, who learned about the Amazon rainforest, loves this.
Look at this. It's absolutely wonderful. It's so peaceful. One thing that I hadn't noticed until the guy just mentioned it to us. You can see a creek down here, the water flowing along. One of the unique features of the island is that it's silent. You can't hear a damn thing. I've never noticed that before, but it's something to do with the sand. It makes no noise at all as it flows. What a thing to find on the middle of a sandy island. Apparently this rainforest takes up 23% of the island. Fraser Island, I think, is the 6th biggest island in Australia. 800 plus varieties of vegetation here. It's wonderful. A little plaque here that Harry put here in 2018. It was a different time.
You need to change the titles now.
The island's diameter of the base 3.6 metres, which is
Wow.
the
size of this.
3.9 metres.
Where are they on
It's enormous.
Nowhere near.
Welcome to the beautiful white sands of Mackenzie Lake here on Fraser Island. It's a lovely spot. We've just been for a nice little paddle. The water in Lake Mackenzie is beautiful and warm. Unfortunately, the sun's decided that it's had enough for the day, so it's pretty cold on the way out. But what a lovely little spot.
Lake Mackenzie was the final stop on our tour, and after a hot drink, we made our way back to our hotel, where we crashed out for the night.
The next day was spent chilling out by the pool until finally the time came to leave Fraser Island.
Well, we're now on the way back to mainland after 3 wonderful days on Fraser Island. Final thoughts, it is just a really, really interesting place that we weren't really expecting to be as interesting as it was, I think, at least for me. Finding out that it's the largest sand island in the world, and what business does a rainforest have growing on something which really shouldn't do. So it's really, really cool place to come and visit. But today we've had a nice chill. We've sat around the pool. It'll take an hour to get back to mainland, and then we have a 2.5 hour drive down to Noosa. See you later.
So there you have it, a whistle-stop tour around the extraordinarily beautiful Fraser Island. It's a really, truly unique place, and it's well worth a visit if you get a chance. Before we go, here's a little bonus clip for all of you, filmed about an hour after we got off the boat back on the mainland.
We were told about this town called Maryborough from our tour guide yesterday. We found out that the woman who wrote the story Mary Poppins grew up here, and
dad worked
Into
here.
a historical building. And what's really exciting is the third one that's in there. And then the quote on the left, being the birds tumbles a bag. And I have been singing this for the last 10 minutes on the way here.
So, according to Wikipedia, the lady who wrote the book's dad worked here. This was a bank, it's now a museum. But hence the character Mr. Banks. And what Lauren's not yet seen is what's just around this corner. So let's go catch her reaction.
Poppins also is my favourite Disney movie of all time, and it reminds me dearly of my sister and my dad and my papa. And it's exciting. Oh!
There's a statue of Mary Poppins.
She's practically perfect in every way. At my height.
It says,
Oh, she's got the umbrella.
here we go. Mary Borough is the birthplace of P.L. Travers, creator of Mary Poppins. This statue was unveiled on the 9th of August 2005, the 106th anniversary of her birth, by her friend Patricia Feltham. It's a tribute to the author and the important place she holds in children's literature. Isn't that nice? Anyway, I think we'll let Lauren have her moment.
Thank you so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned for next time, where we head to the fantastic Australia Zoo.
Crikey!